Story time with Sean. Yes, everybody. Sean Jimmo here. Here's the story. Since it's the Olympic summer and everything is going on, and you might have been watching all kinds of events, you can throw in the comment what your favorite event is. I did gymnastics as a child, and this story is about pommel horse. So if you're watching the men's gymnastics, you'll see the pommel horse is where they swing their legs around with the flares and the hands on the thing, and then they turn around and they end with a flashy dismount. Anyway, let's take that all the way down to a very amateur level where a young Sean Jimmo is starting his career. And I suck. I sucked at pommel horse. I sucked at pommel horse like no one has ever sucked before. I was terrible. So here's the thing. The lesson or the story is that my coach pulled me aside and was like, Sean, your floor is good, your high bar is good, your parallel bar, everything else is good, but your pommel horse sucks. And I said, yeah. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. That's not what he actually said. He was nicer than that. But then he said, here's the thing. You're going to go do pommel horse until you figure it out. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, the pommel horse is over there. You're not going to do any other event until you figure out how to at least do, this on pommel horse. And I said, well, that sucks even more than how badly I suck. And he said, yep, I'll get to it. And so, literally, it felt like an eternity. But I think it was about 2 weeks. 2 weeks of every time I trained, the only event I was allowed to do was pommel horse. And eventually, I got my pommel horse to a place where it was decent. However, I want to highlight something more important than the fact that I improved. I started to like it, the pommel horse. And so the point of this whole story here is to say that turn your weaknesses into strength. Identify what you're not great at, because we all have things that we can get better at. And then focus your attention on improving that area. And little by little by little by little, it's not necessarily going to take you 2 weeks. It might take you 2 months. It might take you 2 years. But when you look back, you're going to say, look how far I've come. And you know what's funny is you might just actually learn not only to understand your weaknesses, but to turn them into strengths. And then it will show you a path to success. And you can repeat that for other things that you struggle with. So my point is, it's not about pommel horse. It's not about your weakness. It's about turning your weakness into strength. And sometimes it takes somebody else to point it out to you. And sometimes you can get ahead of the game by being mindful of the things that are holding you back. So if someone needs to hear this today, please pass it on. Let's turn our weaknesses into strength.